Yeah, we are almost on the verge of concluding this session. I have one question from my side, and I think a couple of other team members have also asked this particular question. After building anything like any habit, or let's say not just reading, but let's say exercising in the morning, and then or having that consistency in terms of whatever you are doing. My question is, after some point of time we lose on consistency, right? We either we do lose the motivation to do that particular activity, or it just go out of our life or daily routine. So how we can stick to, or how we can have that consistency in whatever we do, as professionally or personally, for and plus professional enrichment as well as personal enrichment.
Sure. A very good question to to put an end to the discussion. A very paradoxical idea I learned from a book called "So Good They Can't Ignore You" by Carl Newport. जितने भी बुक से नाम ले रहे हो, यू अज्यूम कि वो मैंने किए हैं, समराइज किए हैं. So Good They Can't Ignore You by Carl Newport. Very interesting idea. We think that motivation causes action. सब लोग motivational speaker और सब बातें करते हैं YouTube पे, no, 100 ways to motivate yourself. Actually, it's the other way around. Motivation doesn't cause action. Action causes motivation. I was like, wow, it blew my mind. And it's so true. I'll give you a simple proof. When do you feel great and elated? While going to the gym from home or while coming back from the gym? You feel great when you are done with your workout and coming back, right? बहुत अच्छा लगता है. Okay. That means you have already taken action, and that action leads you to go to the gym on the next day. Action leads you to more action, more motivation to take the action. एक और proof. Whenever I skip the gym for a day, there is a fair chance I don't show up in the gym for 2-3 days. होता है ऐसा? Inaction leads to more inaction. It's simple law of inertia. है ना? हम जब जाग रहे तो सोने का मन नहीं करता है, सो रहे तो उठने का मन नहीं करता है. It's simple law of inertia. Okay. And to get deeper into it, positive actions lead to more positive actions. People talk about positive thinking, negative thinking. I'm more of a positive actions more than positive thinking. A person who is down with 2 bottles of beer will never feel like having an apple after that. उसको हमेशा चटपटा, अनहेल्दी, फ्रेंच फ्राइज, बटर चिकन, राइट, ये खाने का मन करता है. Negative action will not lead you to a positive action.
Yeah.
Also, another example, after having an apple, you never feel like having a cup of tea. Positive action will never lead you to a negative action. So हमको करना क्या है, छोटी छोटी चीजों में, like the first thing in the morning when I wake up is to make my bed, isn't it? Yep. The simple positive action gives a huge message to my subconscious mind that I am an organized guy, I'm a disciplined guy. There is a fair chance that I'll be doing more positive action for the rest of the day. Probably I'll instead of watching Netflix thriller, I'll read a book, I'll exercise, I'll eat healthy. But if the first thing I do in the morning is scroll the Instagram feeds, तो पूरा दिन वो negative actions में चला जाएगा.
Yeah.
Right. So I think these are the small things. We don't do big things. Consistency वगैरह के at the most you can put that one brick at a time. Don't think of the huge wall. Will Smith ने अभी एक नई book लिखी है, Will. There he has shared one very good story of his father and his 2 sons. That he asked them to build a huge wall for his factory, and his 2 brothers were kar rahe, they get disheartened. Kab banega? That's the lesson that father wanted to teach him. Right now, you can't do anything but put that one brick at a time. For me, life is not accumulation of thousands of days. My life begins at 5:30 in the morning and ends at 9:30 at the night when I go to bed. Okay, yesterdays are dead, tomorrows are unborn. What we can do is now, right now, मेरा भी goal है to talk to you with lots of enthusiasm and
Yep.
inspire you. That's my biggest goal for the day. मेरा नहीं complicated to do list है आज का, right? So you have to break down these big goals into small, tiny looking, stupid activities of not more than 5 minutes. Because our brain, I think, Vaishnavi, your audio, could you please mute yourself? Thanks. So the trick is our subconscious mind is like an innocent child. He doesn't know the difference between big achievement and small achievement. He doesn't know the difference between big failure and small failure. He only knows achievement or failure. You have to take full advantage of it. So if we say I have to read this 300 pages book, the first reaction is अरे बाप रे कल करेंगे, अभी नहीं, कल शुरू करता हूँ 300 पेजेस है. Yeah, if Rajkumar को बोलेंगे you have to make a slide, PowerPoint slide of 30 slides, PowerPoint presentation, अरे बाप रे करता हूँ. Yeah, if I ask Shrikant, you have to do 100 push-ups and 50 pull-ups and 10-kilometer marathon and 100 सूर्य नमस्कार, वो बोलेगा अमृत रुको मेरे को कॉल आया है, मैं तेरे को बाद में मिलता हूँ. Our brain is not wired to look and do those humongous tasks. Okay, break them into small, tiny, stupid-looking activities of not more than 5 minutes. You will be surprised. You know my target whenever I open a book, how many pages? 2 pages. If I tell Rajkumar, you have to read only 2 pages, Rajkumar will say, अरे 2 pages क्या है, अब भी पढ़ लेता. If I say Shrikant, नहीं तेरे को सिर्फ 2 push-up मारना है अभी, 2 push-ups अब भी कर देता हूँ. And the trick is not that number 2. The trick is I've never stopped after 2 pages because now I'm naturally motivated to read more because I've taken action. तो बड़े एक्शन को छोटा किया ना, तो we don't feel the need to have the willpower to get started. And getting started is half the battle won. Now the law of inertia comes in place and you feel like going on page number 3, page number 4. You do those 3rd push-ups and 4th push-ups. Everything starts with small. Think big but start small. हम बड़ी बड़ी बातें करते हैं ना, वर्ल्ड चेंज करना है, ये करना है, कुछ नहीं, हमको खुद को चेंज करना है.